So I would say as a startup, we have to be very careful about the budget. We're not like an established corporation which has millions of dollars to spend on marketing. So for us, it's a lot more tactical. We have to first finding some creative ideas. So we'll try to think about some campaigns that we could do that no one else is doing. Then we try to find a way to get this either for free or for barter or at a purely variable cost. And based on that, we can try to identify different channels. First, run a small test with small no budget, and then if we see one channel is working, we'll be trying to scale it up and put a lot more budget. So every channel is going to be about the return on investment. We want to put a small budget first to test it out. Then, if we find some good result, we'll be able to put a lot more budget and scale it up. It takes a lot of time. It's a lot of months of work and trying to test and succeed or test and fail. And based on that, we've been able to identify the best channels. So I would say, 3 years ago when we started, it was really about finding the right product market fit. So we built up a product which was totally different from what it is now. We had to launch pretty much a prototype, so the application was quite basic, I would say. We only had like 120 hotels, and we had no funding at that time. So it was really about being able to launch a prototype first, and then the next 1 year was really about finding the right fit between the product and the market. So we made countless changes to the product. We tried to identify the right marketing channels, tried to identify what kind of hotel offers our customers are looking for, who are exactly the customers, and that helped us to get some traction. From that traction, we were able to actually raise our first round of funding, then the second round 1 year after, and now it's really about building up our brand and growing the company a lot further. I mean, in our case, we're not using really advertising agencies. We use some PR agencies in different countries, but a pure advertising agency, not really. I think the fit really depends on first your budget, but also what kind of things do you need, right? So traditionally, advertising agencies have been more on the offline channels, also dealing with the big media like TV, radio, and like billboards advertising, for example. I think when it comes to mobile marketing, it's quite different. We found that it's such a new thing that not that many agencies know very well about it so far. So there are a few that are coming now with mobile performance marketing, mobile advertising, but it's still at the very beginning stage. So I think as a startup, we can move a lot faster than them at the moment. We're actually doing our own R&D internally. In our case, we do a lot of experiments. So we have like some full-time people just working on the mobile marketing side. We have full-time people working on partnership, on the media, on different parts of the business. But I would say, yes, more and more startups are using different agencies. We have different channels. I would say a big one for us is actually the product itself. So we need to make sure that our product is great, people like it. So we constantly measure things like satisfaction rating, the NPS score. We try to get our users to actually promote the application themselves, so they can use some voucher code to share with their friends, recommend the application through social media, phone calls, through emails, and then their friends would come in, so it would be some social effect that we're creating. But we also work with a lot of different channels. We are very active on social media. For example, our Facebook page has over 400,000 fans at the moment, and we grew it over time in just 3 years. We're very active on the different social media in the regions, such as Line, WeChat, Weibo, Instagram, Twitter. So each country has its own channel, which are more or less successful. And also partnership marketing. So we work with a lot of different brands or big companies that we think fit well with our product. Companies such as airlines, banks, credit card companies, telcos, phone manufacturers are usually a pretty good fit. And we don't really need to pay large amounts of money for that because it's a barter deal. So they bring us more customers, and we also drive them more users and branding. So it's always a win-win situation, and for that it's constantly about doing a partnership with them and approaching the right people, negotiating a deal, getting it done. So that helped a lot to drive the initial brand awareness that we could not afford doing like TV ads or like billboards advertising for.